Have you ever wondered why certain diseases only occur in certain families and are passed down through generations? The answer lies in our genes, those tiny units of heredity that carry the blueprint of life. They're responsible for the color of our eyes, the texture of our hair, and unfortunately some of our health challenges too. Genetic diseases, those conditions that are inherited from our ancestors, are a testament to the power and the vulnerability of our biological legacy. Join us today as we delve into the fascinating world of genetic diseases. To understand genetic diseases, we first need to understand what genes are. Genes are essentially the body's blueprint, tiny segments of DNA that carry the instructions for building all the proteins that our bodies need to function. They're the reason our eyes might twinkle blue like our mother's, or why we might share our father's knack for playing the piano. Each of us has thousands of genes, and together they define us, our looks, our talents, and even some of our behaviors. But it's not just about us. Our genes are also a precious legacy that we pass on to our children. When a baby is conceived, it receives 2 copies of each gene, one from each parent. This mixing and matching of genes creates a unique individual, different from both parents, yet still sharing traits with them. Now, as amazing as our genes are, they're not perfect. Sometimes errors creep in. These errors, known as mutations, can occur in a variety of ways. A single letter in the DNA sequence might change, or entire chunks of DNA might be added or removed. Some of these mutations are harmless. They might turn brown eyes blue, for instance. But others can disrupt the function of essential proteins, leading to disease. And this is where genetic diseases come in. A genetic disease is a disorder caused by an abnormality in an individual's genome. It could be a single gene disorder, where one defective gene leads to disease like cystic fibrosis or sickle cell anemia. Or it could be a chromosomal disorder, where there are too many or too few chromosomes like Down syndrome. Then there are complex disorders like heart disease or cancer, where multiple genes and environmental factors are involved. So when these genes go haywire, that's when genetic diseases come into the picture. They're a stark reminder of the power of our genes, not just to define us, but also to affect our health in profound ways. But remember, understanding our genes and how they work is the first step towards combating these diseases. So let's delve deeper, shall we? Now that we know what genes are, let's explore how genetic diseases occur. Genetic diseases, as the name suggests, are caused by abnormalities or mutations in our DNA. DNA is like a blueprint for our bodies, instructing cells on how to function and what traits to express. When there's a mistake in this blueprint, it can lead to a genetic disease. Imagine you're following a recipe to bake a cake. If there's an error in the recipe, like a wrong measurement or a missing ingredient, the cake might not turn out as expected. Similarly, a mistake in our genetic code can lead to unexpected health problems. These genetic mutations can occur in a few ways. Sometimes they're present from the moment of conception, passed down from parent to child. Other times, they can occur spontaneously due to environmental factors or errors in cell division. Now, let's talk about dominant and recessive genes. These terms refer to how strong a gene's effect is. A dominant gene only needs 1 copy to express a trait, while a recessive gene needs 2. For example, if you inherit a disease-causing mutation from just one parent, and it's a dominant gene, you're likely to have the disease, but if the mutation is in a recessive gene, you would need to inherit 2 copies, one from each parent, to have the disease. Genetic diseases can be complex, and not all are caused by a single mutated gene. Some are the result of a combination of genetic and environmental factors. It's essential to remember that genetic diseases are not contagious. You can't catch a genetic disease like you can a cold or the flu. They are, however, inheritable. If a parent carries a genetic mutation, they can pass it on to their offspring. Understanding how genetic diseases occur can help scientists and doctors develop better treatments and potentially even cures. Genetic diseases are not contagious, but they are inheritable. So remember to take care of your genes. They're the only set you've got. Genetic diseases can have a wide range of effects on the body. Let's delve into this a bit further. When we talk about genetic diseases, We're not just talking about one type of impact or one type of condition. These diseases cast a wide net over the human body, affecting physical health, mental well-being, and developmental milestones. Let's start with physical health. Genetic diseases can manifest in numerous ways, from visible physical characteristics to internal organ complications. Take cystic fibrosis, for instance, a genetic disease that primarily affects the lungs, leading to frequent lung infections and difficulty breathing over time. Or consider Marfan syndrome, which can cause unusually tall stature and long limbs due to its influence on the body's connective tissues. Moving on to mental well-being, some genetic diseases can have a profound impact. Conditions like Fragile X syndrome, the most common inherited form of intellectual disability, can lead to learning difficulties, anxiety, and behavioral issues. Similarly, Huntington's disease, a genetic disorder, can cause cognitive decline and psychiatric issues, often starting in a person's 30s or 40s. Developmental effects are another major impact of genetic diseases. Conditions like Down syndrome can delay physical growth and intellectual development, leading to characteristic facial features and mild to moderate intellectual disability. Prader-Willi syndrome, another genetic condition, is marked by poor muscle tone, feeding difficulties in infancy, and later, an insatiable appetite that can lead to obesity. Despite these examples, it's crucial to remember that the impact of a genetic disease is not a one-size-fits-all situation. Each person's experience is unique and can be influenced by a variety of factors, including the specific mutation, the presence of other genes, and environmental factors. Even within the same family, individuals with the same genetic disease can experience different symptoms and severity levels. The impact of a genetic disease can vary greatly from person to person, even within the same family. It's a complex landscape, but understanding these impacts is a crucial step in the journey towards better treatments and hopefully cures. Identifying a genetic disease can be a complex process. The journey often begins with a suspicion or observation. Maybe a child isn't hitting their developmental milestones, or perhaps a person has a collection of symptoms that don't quite fit a known disease. So where do we go from there? Firstly, we turn to family history. By examining the health issues of parents, siblings, and even extended family members, doctors can identify patterns that suggest a genetic disease. For instance, if a certain condition seems to reappear across generations, it may be a sign of a genetic component at play. However, family history is only a piece of the puzzle. To confirm a diagnosis, genetic testing is often necessary. This involves analyzing a person's DNA, typically obtained through a blood sample or a cheek swab. These tests can detect changes or mutations in the genes that may cause disease. It's important to remember, though, that these tests are not infallible. Sometimes they may not provide a clear answer, or they may identify a mutation whose significance is not yet fully understood. Once a diagnosis is confirmed, attention turns to treatment. The reality is many genetic diseases don't have a cure, but that doesn't mean there's no hope. Treatment for genetic diseases focuses on managing symptoms and improving quality of life. For some diseases, this could mean physical therapy to enhance mobility or special diets to manage metabolic disorders. For others, it could involve taking medications to slow the disease's progression or undergoing surgeries to correct abnormalities. There are even gene therapies being developed that aim to correct the faulty genes themselves, although these are still largely in experimental stages. It's also crucial to remember the role of psychological support in treatment. Living with a genetic disease can be challenging, both for the person affected and their family. Counseling and support groups can provide emotional relief and practical advice to help navigate these challenges. While there is currently no cure for most genetic diseases, advancements in medicine are continually improving the lives of those affected. The journey may be complex, but with each step, we're moving closer to a future where genetic diseases can be effectively managed, if not cured outright. The future holds promise in the field of genetic diseases. As we peer into the horizon, we see the vast potential of scientific advancements, particularly in gene therapy and other innovative treatments. The future of genetic diseases is one of hope and possibility, a stark contrast to the bleak landscape of the past. Gene therapy, a technique that uses genes to treat or prevent diseases, is one of the most promising areas of advancement. Scientists are exploring ways to replace a faulty gene, turn off a gene that is causing problems, or introduce a new gene into the body to help fight disease. It's like rewriting the genetic code, fixing the typos that cause genetic diseases. In the future, we might see gene therapy used not just to treat but to prevent genetic diseases entirely. Imagine a world where diseases like cystic fibrosis, muscular dystrophy, or Huntington's disease are things of the past, eradicated before they can even manifest. But gene therapy is just one piece of the puzzle. Other treatments are also on the horizon. Take, for instance, the advancement in personalized medicine. This approach takes into account individual genetic makeup, lifestyle, and environment to tailor treatments for each person. It's like having a medical plan customized just for you, increasing the chances of success and reducing side effects. Of course, none of these advancements would be possible without ongoing research. Research is the lifeblood of progress in the field of genetic diseases. It's through diligent study, rigorous testing, and relentless questioning that we uncover new knowledge and develop innovative treatments. This research doesn't just happen in a vacuum. It's a global effort, with scientists from all over the world contributing their expertise and insights. It's a testament to the power of collaboration and the shared pursuit of a healthier future for all. While we have much to learn, the future of genetic diseases is not as bleak as it once was. The horizon is brighter than ever, and with continued advancements and research, we have a real shot at turning the tide on genetic diseases. Let's wrap up what we've learned today about genetic diseases. These are disorders that arise from abnormalities in our genes or chromosomes, the building blocks of our identity. From simple color blindness to life-altering conditions like Huntington's disease, the spectrum of genetic diseases is as diverse as it is vast. The occurrence of these diseases is a complex interplay of our inherited traits and sometimes random mutations. These mutations, changes in the DNA sequence, can happen spontaneously or can be triggered by environmental factors. It's like a game of genetic lottery where the draw of the cards can result in different outcomes. The impact of these diseases is profound, affecting not just the person suffering, but also their families and society at large. From physical and mental health challenges to societal stigma, genetic diseases leave a lasting imprint on the lives they touch. Diagnosis and treatment of genetic diseases are often a race against time. With advancements in medical technology, we're now able to identify many of these diseases at an early stage, sometimes even before symptoms appear. Treatments vary widely, from managing symptoms to gene therapy, a promising field that aims to correct the faulty genes themselves. And that brings us to the future of genetic diseases. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of our DNA, we're making strides in not just understanding these diseases, but also finding ways to prevent and cure them. From prenatal screening to CRISPR gene editing, the future holds immense promise. But it's not just about the science. It's also about compassion, understanding, and support for those living with genetic diseases. It's about creating a world where they are not defined by their condition, but are seen for who they truly are. Remember, knowledge is power. The more we understand about genetic diseases, the better equipped we are to fight them. Genetic diseases may seem daunting, but remember, every day we are making progress. Knowledge is power, and staying informed about your health is key. Don't let the unknown scare you. Instead, embrace it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and make a difference. Share what you've learned today with others. Knowledge, after all, is meant to be shared. Thank you for joining us in exploring the world of genetic diseases. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay healthy.